Hello, my friends. I am Professor John Smith, and I am going to take you on a tasty and spiritual journey known as Wonkaism. And what is Wonkaism, you ask? Wonkaism is a religious experience, and we're going to go through time and start this from the very beginning to see where this all got started. Oh, Charlie the Chocolate Factory. Awesome.
If you truly wish to.
Hello, I am Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka?
Yes, and I am here to answer your dreams. You remind me of a young boy I once knew. His name was Charlie, and because of his great behavior, he once received his own chocolate factory. The only thing I ask of you and anyone is that they refrain from selfish behaviors. In fact, that led to one young man being sucked into a chocolate waterfall. Another was puffed up like a giant blueberry, and the third was put into a furnace. Fortunately, she didn't burn, but lucky for us, lucky for her. Also, one last touch. I would like you to take this book. It's called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. In this book, you'll find the sweetest discoveries you can ever find.
What a kooky dream. What the heck? Maybe it wasn't a dream. I understand now. Candy and chocolate is the essence of happiness in life. And that boys and girls must learn to embrace the good and reject the bad. Become like Charlie and avoid being like Veruca and Augustus Gloop. You must read this book to become familiar with its teachings. That candy isn't bad for you, it's good for you. It doesn't rot your teeth, it enriches your soul. And that when good boys and girls die, when good people die, they receive their own chocolate factory in the sky. And those who do not, well, those who not obviously end up like these little children did, with Oompa Loompas mocking them day in and day out for eternity. I see now that I have to spread this message.
I gotta say, my friend Lincoln, just the biggest fan of candy. I mean, honestly, I cannot think of somebody who loves sugar quite like Lincoln. I mean,
he's so passionate about it.
So passionate. I mean, like, I remember growing up, he just had this foot-long thing of taffy that he would just carry with him, you know? He wouldn't even eat the thing. It's just because he idolized candy. I mean, I don't know. Do you have any memories about him? Like,
well, when I first met Lincoln, he's so charismatic. He's so friendly, and he just loves you, and
Absolutely.
He shows that, and he motivates you to be the best person you can be. And I think that's part of why I love this religion. And it's just a support group.
I mean, it honestly, it was like 2 seconds for me. It was like candy conversion, you know? Like, I could just not contain myself. I could see how excited he was. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, it was just so much power behind this stuff, you know?
And I think his passion for candy and just the way he works is amazing.
Absolutely.
As you can see, Mr. Lincoln is a charismatic leader because he was inspired to have that vision of Mr. Wonka. And with that, he was able to create an organization that people will follow him. And he was able to make dramatic changes in these people's lives so they could better themselves and to spread the information to other people.
So this is where we meet every Wednesday. We call them Wonka Wednesdays. It's just a nice little loft. We can play, we support one another. This is actually where the first vision happened, Lincoln's vision. And over here, this couch right here is where he had the vision. It's our sacred couch, it's kind of put on the side. It's really special to us. Then we just kind of support one another. We make sure there's always candy. It's a little comfort zone.
As you can see, we have the emergence of religious confidence, and the rituals of the Wonka Wednesday, they meet at the couch every single Wednesday. That is evidence of a ritual that they use to bond with each other. And their prayers, when they eat their candy, that is a prayer unto Willy Wonka. And when they do that they grow closer to Willy Wonka, and they do that for him. And miracles, I have to say that the fact that their teeth are not decaying would probably be a miracle for them. And because of that, it probably builds more testimony for them as they converge in this religion. And for a mystical experience, definitely that vision Lincoln had of Willy Wonka appearing to him in his sleep.
These things just, it gave me just more essence to my life. Just being around everybody, and when we're all at our Wednesday Wonka meetings, everybody just around that couch, we're all just singing and jumping and eating candy. It's just this real collective, I don't know, just this feeling that we get from one another on this sacred couch, that it just binds us all together. And it's just, that's just something I just love about this church that I couldn't get from my other ones. I just can't believe that something like this has finally happened. And it would happen to Lincoln. That kid, he's, not only is he handsome, he's got smarts too.
As you can see, the collective effervescence in the rituals performed increased the group's solidarity. Also, their sacred couch provides a shared emotional connection. It is all shared because that is where the vision of Willy Wonka coming to Lincoln happened. And that couch is very sacred to them. And because of that, they are all going to perform rituals with that couch and go do things together with each other.
I've always had sort of a sweet tooth, and when I found Wonkaism, I was super excited because candy is the essence of life. And I haven't brushed my teeth in like 3 months, which is totally awesome. And I feel super excited all the time and super happy. And I just love that I have all these people to support me. And a lot of the world says that candy is really bad for you, but I don't think it is. And this religion is just great.
As you can see, this religion has created its own false consciousness. This is the material, ideological, and institutional process in a society that misleads other people of that society. In other words, they have stopped brushing their teeth. Even though scientists and orthodontists tell you to brush your teeth or your teeth will fall out, they preach against it. And because of this, they chose not to do the process of brushing their teeth.
outside of this world is a place where infinite joy, candy, donuts, licorice, all that stuff I love here. It's just gonna be multiplied in my own chocolate factory. I'm just very excited about that. I just had a donut this morning and I was just like, man, this seems like heaven. And I can't imagine anything better than that, than just having donuts and all that stuff. Fortunately, I'm not a very selfish person. You know, if you want a donut, I'll give you a donut. If you want some licorice, I'll give you some licorice. Yeah, so I'd hate to be in a place where I'm, you know, constantly being sung at by Oompa-Loompas. What can I say?
As you can see, we have the sociological concept of otherworldly rewards, and it is the supernatural, non-empirical rewards given in exchange for commitment to a religion. This is the most valuable of all religious rewards. It is valuable because people want to go to the good part of the religion. They want to go to the heaven of their religion. And because of this, that's what they shoot for when they do all these rituals and acts in order to get to their heaven.
So my story, Lincoln, my kid brother, he when he first came to me with this vision that he had, this miracle where Wonka came and spoke to him, and he woke up and he had the book with him. That just really charged me. You know, I actually belonged to a different religion when he was telling me about that, and just when he came to me with that story, that incredible story of that miracle, it really offered me more than my current, you know, my former religion had. And so it was really easy for me to change, to cross those boundaries, and to be with him and experience the happiness that Wonkaism brings, and to eat all the candy I want, and just to know that one day I can have my own chocolate factory if I can, you know, be more like Charlie.
As you can see in this book here, Acts of Faith with Stark and Finke, there is a word that we like to use called conversion, and it means a shift across religious traditions. As you can see, one of the members was a professional athlete until he took a part in Wonkaism, and he took part in the eating sweets all the time. Because of that, he decided to be religious instead of being in his athletic lifestyle. And because of this, he obviously put on some weight. But because of other rewards that were in this religion, he decided to maintain his religious life instead of going back to the secular life.
So the way that I found out that I was predestined to be Charlie-like, I was 9 years old. I had my first Wonka bar, and from that first bite, I just knew. I knew there was something special about me. I was so young, I didn't know what it was, but as I grew older and, you know, studied the true religion of Wonkaism, I knew it was Charlie-like, and I know one day I'm gonna have my own factory and just gonna eat as much candy as I want, and I'm just so excited for that.
We now have the concept of predestination, and this is the divine foreordaining of all that will happen, especially with regard to the salvation of some and not others. This religion teaches that people need to be Charlie-like, and not everybody can be Charlie-like. An example is that the religion would not accept people who are anything like Veruca Salt, because she is spoiled. And because of her spoiledness, she gets punished by being dumped into the furnace pit, which we're not too sure how she turned out. And now we reach the final conclusion of our religious experience. And I'm going to talk about externalization. That is the process of putting stuff out. When Lincoln started preaching about his experience, he was giving it to the masses. And then we have the objectification, and that is where the information takes on a life of its own. And that's when the followers started following the beliefs and started doing things according to their religion. And then the internalization is the acceptance by those followers. They came to accept it and incorporate it into their life, and because of that, it became part of their everyday life, and it changed their outlook, and it changed how they did things from day to day. Now, I hope you had a marvelous time with this religious experience.